So while it's been a few days now, oh, hey, my name's Jeremy, by the way. So while it's been a few days now, I kind of wanted to take a look at Sweet Revenge, which, if you're not aware, the rights to the Friday the 13th franchise have been in a contentious custody battle for quite a long time now. That's why the last Friday the 13th movie we got was all the way back in 2009. And that was a Platinum Dunes production. Michael Bay's kind of horror studio when he was doing a lot of horror remakes. And I thought the 2009 version was pretty solid. In fact, I'd go so far as to say it was one of the better Friday the 13th movies. Though, to be fair, the bar is not incredibly high, right? Like, Jason's an icon. The franchise, very, very up and down, with Jason X legitimately being one of my favorite entries just because at least it knew what it was, you know? I like the third Friday the 13th. I like Jason Lives. I kind of have an affinity for Jason Goes to Hell. Don't ask why. That's like a personal, thing for me. I know it's not like great, and a lot of Jason fans were a little put off by it, but like, I'm not a diehard fan of the movies, but of course, as a horror fan, I love Jason. Very recently. I don't have all the notes and stuff in front of me, but it turns out Victor Miller, who was the writer of the initial Friday the 13th film that was directed and kind of, I think, produced by Sean Cunningham, ended up getting the rights to the Friday the 13th name. Thing is, iconic Jason Voorhees, hockey mask Jason Voorhees, he was not even a part of Friday the 13th until really, Jason shows up in the second movie as Baghead Jason, but it's not until Jason 3D that he gets the mask and becomes the iconography that we all know and love from the Friday the 13th franchise. So what happened is A24 ended up with some of the rights. They ended up with the rights to the Crystal Lake series, which I think is official Friday the 13th canon. And then over here, we have this newly developed Jason universe, which is owned by whoever was involved with, the third movie forward as far as the image of the hockey masked killer. And Jason universe so far has seemed pretty whack. It seems more like they are a company that is concerned with IP and the branding more than they are with telling any interesting stories. A lot of examples of this. However, they did get Greg Nicotero on board, who was responsible for bringing us some of the better special effects in later Jason movies. He kind of picked up and carried the torch after the legendary Tom Savini. But I'd argue Greg Nicotero is like a step up from Tom Savini. Controversial take, love Savini, but Greg Nicotero, he's done really iconic work, including work on The Walking Dead. So he's like one of the legends of kind of creature effects and gore and viscera. And he designed the Jason universe Jason, which has in itself been a little bit of a controversial figure. Some people like it. Other people hate it. I think it's fine. I never thought that the most important thing about a Jason movie or story was the way that Jason looked. Call me crazy. I know that there are some diehard Jason fans out there. I think it looks like if they put that Jason in a good movie, fantastic. But we haven't got any announcements for movies. I think they're doing like Jason NFTs. I know they're doing a Jason Halloween Horror Nights haunt, which is cool. But most recently, they came out with Sweet Revenge under the Jason Universe banner. And not only is it under the Jason Universe banner, but it is an Angry Orchard production, because I know that a lot of people are drinking Angry Orchard ciders in the year of our Lord 2025. So anyways, there was a 15-minute short film released just a few days ago, and I kind of wanted to check it out, and we could maybe see what we think about it. I'm going to see what I think about it. You're going to let me know what you think about it. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this thing. Overhead shot of a car going down the road. Very evocative of, every horror movie. Man bun, cool. She's like, why is she looking at this bitch?
You're a force of nature.
Godzilla's a force of nature.
Yes.
Okay, they're at Crystal Lake. Got some synthwave music, evocative of the 80s. Never a standard of the Friday the 13th franchise, but we get what they're doing.
Harold, everybody. All right, Danny, you got it?
Yeah.
We got the Harbinger,
Apple.
Sure. Thanks.
Angry Orchard apple. You notice it's always smug people in movies that eat apples?
Revenge. Betrayal. Murder. Lots of murder. Anyway, you kids have fun.
Okay. I'm telling.
No follow-ups. Just gonna leave it at that.
I am going to go to the lake, and you can find me when you're ready.
What the fuck? This bitch talking about skinny dipping. Angry Orchard, prevalent in pretty much every shot.
Show's over.
Oh, okay. Alright, guess she got bored of waiting. Is that a dead person up there? Yo, let's go. Very evocative of the ending of Friday the 13th. Oh yeah, some dead bodies. Guess she's dead. What? How long has that been that she was just underwater? I'm confused. Is she like a ghost or something? She's got like this really dark makeup around her eyes. Yeah, like, I guess she's died somehow and she came back from the dead? Got the apple in his mouth. It sounds a lot like Manfredini's score, but it's not. Oh, damn. Okay. Okay. Just some pretty good gore. Oh, hell no. Should have known. He's just been making out. She's probably still down at the lake just rowing the canoe by herself. The fuck? And didn't hear those people get murdered? Okay. Bro. I kind of like the mask. It just yeeted.
What the fuck? Wait, oh my God. What the hell was that? Hey, I got you. Eve, what happened to you? What the fuck happened in the window?
Oh! Chekhov's motor.
Where are you going?
To get some help!
Oh! Damn! That's like the goal. What? Shurikens that dude. Come on, man. Come on, man. Oh! Oh! I guess the lake, I don't know. I'm assuming the lake brought her back like it did to Jason, which that's not a thing from the series that I remember. Car ain't gonna start.
Oh my God.
She got the keys. Let's go.
You saved me. I made a mistake. I don't know what I was thinking. I just...
Oh, so the lake turns you into Jason. If it's a fight. Damn, there was some killer gore in there, wasn't there? A lot of it was aftermath, and that like happens a lot in the third act of Friday the 13th movies, where the final girl is running through trying to get away from Jason, and you'll be like, oh, there's a body, or he's got like a kill room where he's piled all the dead bodies. That's a slasher trope. So we got to see a lot of the aftermath of his kills, but that wasn't it, because that Chekhov's boat motor that gets set up at the beginning comes back in a big way in one of the gnarliest kills that I've seen in a Friday the 13th movie. He straight up starts that motor on the guy's face and just runs through it to pulp, and then he turns it upside down and just starts smashing it. That was wild. That in itself worth the price of admission. I don't know, there wasn't a lot of characterization there. I didn't like any of the characters, if I'm being honest, which isn't completely atypical of a Friday the 13th film. Product placement was heavy-handed. I thought it was a cool Jason. I didn't have an issue with the mask. I kind of liked the design. There's been a lot of different variations of Jason, and that one right there certainly doesn't rank among the lowest. I liked him there better than I like him in Jason Goes to Hell, or Jason 5. You get my point there. There's multiple versions of the character. I liked Super Zombie Jason from, was it Friday the 13th 7? And I also liked him in Jason Lives, but that wasn't a bad design. It kind of looked like a mix between like 2009 Jason and maybe Jason 3D, the third Jason movie. A traditional look. The redesign of the mask is a little different. It definitely doesn't look like a regular hockey mask, but it's very evocative of what we know from Jason. So like, it's all right. You know, at the end of the day, it's a pretty well done fan film with the Angry Orchard backing it, but it doesn't give me a lot of confidence in what this studio, this Jason universe thing is doing. It just seems like it's all like brand deals and marketing jargon and a bunch of stuff that just doesn't excite me as far as it being like an art form. But let's be real, you know, the whole purpose of Friday the 13th was to capitalize off the success of Halloween. And in fact, Sean Cunningham purchased a spot in a magazine that said Friday the 13th, the scariest movie you've ever seen, or something to that effect, before there was even a movie made. So this was always a money-making scheme. They put them out over and over again through the 1980s, and then, you know, they would resurge from time to time. Like, I think New Line got the Jason series with Jason Goes to Hell, and then later we got Jason X, and then later than that we got the Freddy versus Jason, which I thought was cool, and then a couple years after that, the 2009 reboot of it. And so I'm curious to see what they do, but I'm gonna be honest, more than I'm excited about the future of the Jason universe, which again, like if they start making meme coins of this, I wouldn't be surprised at all. I'm actually more interested in Crystal Lake, which is like an A24 film. They casted Linda Cardellini. It's supposed to be like a Jason origin story. I don't know if we're gonna get hockey masked Jason in it, but I'm more concerned with the good story than I am with having Jason just go and murder camp people. Like that, we've seen that. If I wanted to see that, I got a dozen other movies I can go back and watch at any time. That said, I'm gonna be definitely checking it out when the new Friday the 13th comes out. So yeah, that's just my general thoughts. What did you think about Sweet Revenge? Let me know down in the comments section. Thank you so much for coming by. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and subscribe. That way you can stay up to date with even more content. Peace.